being recorded on February 13th, 2024. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
Random shit.
With a little background and absolutely no expertise, all CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever. Welcome to this night in the CouncilCast.
This night.
This night. This is the best night ever. The night before Valentine's Day. I'm so glad that all of us
Valentine's Eve.
The night before Valentine's. All to the house.
Well, that sound was still going.
Oh.
Turn the sound up a little bit and do something else, but nope.
If Matt's talking, we can't hear him.
I was muted.
There you go.
I thought you were doing like a whisper thing to be silly, but
What?
nope.
Like whisper rap?
I was like, is he doing it on? It's a bit. He's doing a bit.
Yeah, the whole thing was a bit.
Well, you know what's
It was
not a bit
physical comedy.
is,
I didn't press my button right.
Very physical.
You couldn't see.
is digging tunnels in South Dakota because that's where you can go and find Dune. They
What?
moved Dune to South Dakota.
About time.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
So Dune is apparently a particle detector that they are building in South Dakota to basically detect subatomic particles, neutrinos specifically. So they're building this out in the middle of nowhere, I'm guessing.
Presumably because it's cheaper to dig.
Much cheaper to dig, yes. But apparently they are building it almost a mile underneath the earth.
Oh,
Holy shit.
wow.
So it's
That's
pretty
fucking deep,
pretty freaking
yo.
deep.
Yeah, that's really deep.
That's what she said. Oh, fucking
Way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're building a giant detector down there. They're going to fill it up with a whole bunch of argon, apparently, cool it to negative 229 degrees Fahrenheit, and see how many neutrinos decide to show up and party.
When is this going to
What
be
are they-
done?
What are they hoping to find out with this? I thought we already knew neutrinos and stuff existed. Not that we know everything about a neutrino, but
They're
We don't know if they
basically
prefer to live in South Dakota. That's for sure. We're going to find that out.
It's basically just being able to have more opportunities to observe neutrinos. That's basically it.
like the small scale one that caught stuff, they're like, we want this to be bigger or something.
Yeah, and they want this. It's massive, so that they don't. Basically, they say, it allows them to basically detect in a whole lot more neutrinos per second than what they would in any of the other detectors that they've built.
Very interesting.
So it's a neutron. No,
It's a neutron reactor.
It's a neutrino reactor.
Jimmy Neutron.
It's a
We're looking
neutrino
for Jimmy
trap.
Neutron.
Neutrino
Jimmy Neutrino. God, that would be a really good name on Rocket League. Jimmy Neutrino. James Neutrino.
Oh,
Jimmy's.
I deleted Rocket League again.
You got mad at
You're
it.
never going to get the high score that way.
I'm not. Let's be clear about one thing. I'm never going to get the high score
in Rocket League or anything.
in anything.
You have to. If you had to guess what you were top 10, top 5, top 10 stat worldwide. What do you top 10?
on a thing? What thing am I?
Anything. What do you top 10? What do you top? What do you hold? What do you stat leader in the game of human?
I would say top 10 funniest Silas Pippets.
Hell yeah, that's very specific. How many Silas Pippets are there?
I don't know.
Probably a
Every time I
chance.
look it up, just the one. So
How can we detect them?
I did really well at Galaga when it was in the arcade.
Yeah, I'm already gonna bust this one up for you, Brian. I think Unless you are like the Galaga champ.
I don't think so.
And also, you described it as I did pretty well at Galaga, which is a very soft. I'm top 10.
But let's compare apples to apples.
Like playing Galaga.
I was pretty good at Galaga in the arcade when I had to play a quarter a game. So
you know, got that going for me.
Okay, well that's cool.
I give it a thumbs up to digging big holes. So
I like that they're.
I was also pretty good at Dig Dug. Speaking of digging holes,
Dig Dug. I watched guys play that in college. Or no, wait, I'm thinking Bubble Bobble.
I love Dig Dug. Yeah, I think that's a thumbs up. Like science.
Well, something that doesn't necessarily get you to the bottom of the earth any faster, though, but more away from the earth, is a rocket that actually eats itself as it burns up.
Wait,
what?
Is that there's a rocket in space that eats itself?
Yep. So
literally everything in space, Morty. Now get the back in the car.
How do we weasel in the phrase? The candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long into this.
You just said it. You weaseled it in.
We got to modify it for.
The weasel spoke, and it was, and there it was.
Where it cannibalizes itself.
So I don't understand. The rocket consumes itself as fuel.
Yeah, actually. So the rocket
cool.
is made out of a material that will burn up and use its shell kind of as fuel, so that you have a lot less waste when you get done burning a rocket.
Wow. Is this like a little one? Do they have like a little one, or is it a big one they have right now ready to go?
Looks
or
like
is it
just
just
a little
theoretical
one at this point.
Okay.
They have a video of it.
At the local Boy Scouts.
Yes. At the model rocket launch.
Yeah, I'm not an expert.
There's the Boy Scout model rocket launch, and then they have the soapbox derby, and then they have who can tie knots. There's a lot of stuff. But the kid that had the rocket that ate itself won.
This just feels weird.
I
Sure.
like the way it feels.
Confused.
I like that it shrinks as it gets hotter.
It's interesting. I'm curious. What are the are the major advantages just complete like waste related?
Yeah, basically. They talk about really they're not planning to scale this up very much.
Into like how does the non-waste or whatever's saved by doing it this way relate to the way that SpaceX has chosen, which is reusable?
Well,
Because
one of the things that they do,
reduce,
right.
reuse, recycle. So is this the reduce one or is this the reuse?
It's a recycle.
Those are in order, by the way.
definitely in the recycle. Yeah.
Versus
The other thing they
reduce
talk about is
first.
that you could actually carry more payload because you have more fuel than what you could typically hold.
This is like
inside
some
of
green CEO took a look at reduce, reuse, recycle, took a look at SpaceX and was like,
Yeah.
Well, but yeah,
gotta
you might,
reduce first.
if you had all those, like if you had the SpaceX booster rockets, and then you go up so far, and then the additional rockets on the device itself, or on the main rocket.
Save it. You don't want to give this idea away for free.
Don't give it away yet.
You got to put it on
pitch it to a billionaire.
pitches idea.
Oh,
Because if anybody
it's-
ever steals that idea, we are owed $1 billion. That's the rule.
That's, I'm pretty sure, how internet
That's
law
definitely
works.
the
Is it-
internet
is bird law?
Yeah, it's definitely how bird law works.
It's definitely, you know.
Can you prove it? Yeah, we can prove it. No one listens to our show. Come on.
No, man law and bird law here. This is how it works in bird world.
I
But,
watched
yeah,
Legal
they
Eagle break down the bird law episode.
Oh my
He's
God,
like,
he did.
yeah, he was like, I mean, that's wrong. He's like, I'm not familiar. I haven't actually read up a lot on bird law, but I'm pretty sure that they're not right on that account either. Oh, they're definitely wrong about
I love
that.
him
Like just
breaking down
everything,
shit.
like the whole way through.
He kills me.
And then they did an arbitration. He's like, actually, this arbitration scene is pretty spot on. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So I don't think we're not going to expect to see any large scale rockets. It sounds like built with this. They're only talking about scaling it up about 2 to 3 times. So they're targeting like small nano satellite type of launches. So
So
How about a
they're trying
maybe
to
a
avoid
weapon?
creating a bunch of like small trash.
yeah,
This is
basically.
essentially like leftover.
So wait,
gas
did
that
they
you-
make the rocket out of dinosaurs
No.
Sure.
that will then turn into oil, crude oil that will
It was
then
made. It was made from trash that was already made from petroleum.
So wait, somebody stole my idea of shooting trash into space?
Well,
Sign it up. Let's go.
It's done.
Who do we gotta sue? Let me find.
We
a lawyer.
gotta-
I'm gonna contact the Eagle team right now.
I have a lawsuit for you.
I need the Eagle team. Send them a link to this bitch, and just be like, yo,
the Eagle team.
Fuck. I'm just.
I give it
I'm
a
just
thumbs
glad
up,
that people
so-
let us make decisions
Yeah.
and stuff.
Thumbs up.
Good job on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing up here is if you can't hear very well, but you want to play some games, it might be a little hard to play your favorite video game.
What?
And, a company called Audio Radar is helping people with hearing loss see sound effects.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Like the. Oh, I mean, I can't fucking see like hit markers anyway, so that shit would be useless for me. But I assume it would be nice for somebody. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. How are we ever going to transition to the next topic?
So I like this. I'm very fascinated by this. I actually
Oh, I'm all behind
play.
this kind of shit. That's fine.
I play Fortnite with the sound off 100%.
Competitively. That would be nice
Well, but-
if you could get like.
but there are all
a
kinds of-
sound effect, like gunfire this way and like whatever, and not
But
not
that's-
at you, but gunfire that way, right?
But
Yeah.
that's how it is. You can set it up that way, so you can see
Yeah.
where gunfire
can.
and footsteps and
Oh, I
cars
didn't know
and
you could do that in Fortnite. So they've
Yeah,
done.
you can do all that
They've done some of it, but it
accessibility
sounds like
feature
this.
stuff.
It sounds like this is supposed to be more sophisticated than that.
Hmm.
Let
well,
me
but
go
even
look at
like
the
your
article.
controller, like even in Halo, it would vibrate and do things, and you would
That's true.
know when something happened. If you didn't see it happen, you knew something happened because your controller was telling you.
Oh, but it
Of course,
seems like it's
vibrator
just-
packs have been on controllers for a long
It
time.
seems like it's more like a universal thing that is over top of all games. So you start to get very specific.
Huh, like an overlay of some kind.
Yeah. Um, I'm wondering if it's a. Huh. Yeah, it seems like
Only yesterday.
it seems like they're the setup is fairly simple. A box plugs into the gaming console to interpret audio output and converts that data into lights. A series of RGB light bars surround the
This
screen
is like a straight up. Oh.
and displays different colors depending on the type of sound coming
This
from the
is-
respective direction they
This is
represent.
attempting to be game agnostic. This isn't.
Yeah.
This is like somebody saying like I mean you've seen surely the videos of people that just have like the things behind their screens or their
Yeah.
TVs that show like the general color of like what's in that portion of the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Is this just a fancier version of that and targeted for accessibility?
Yep.
Okay.
So they're like, hey,
if
wait,
there were
we-
gunfire coming off to my right side, there would be like red flashes or something over here, like behind the screen.
yeah. So
That'd
they're
be
gonna,
interesting.
yeah. I think that could be pretty cool. I mean, I
And, like the intensity of it or like the frequency of what it's flashing or whatever could be like distance or
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you want frequency probably to time with like how the gunshots are firing because if like if we're thinking about what do we do auditorily, like when we're
Yeah.
playing PUBG or not now, but when we used to play PUBG, it was very important at like what cadence the gun 300 meters away from you or whatever was firing off. Like you could hear the gun. So if you've played enough, you can start to discern, is it this gun? It's this gun with a silencer on it. Like,
Yeah.
like no joke, you can start to do that shit. It's ridiculous. And like, so you do that and
then you know what you're walking
like,
into when you
yeah,
get
depending
closer.
on how they flash the lights and stuff, that could be pretty important. So like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe intensity would be like distance away from you, so it's really really bright red, like the brightest it can get if the firing is happening like right around you, or it's like really faint red if it's happening like far off, and just make it configurable. Maybe somebody wants it completely flipped the other way because they want it to be, they want more advanced notice of like gunfire happening 1,000.
It being configurable, I think, would be
that's the key. Make it as configurable as possible, because every accessibility situation is, and I'm not an expert on this shit, but every accessibility situation is so different. Like you don't know what somebody needs.
Exactly. But you know what you do need?
Oh no, we can't.
Is a computer with a screen.
Yep. I love computers,
but not anymore because they now are creating.
And we'll get them to do it.
The Space Top is a laptop that really wants to swap your screen for AR glasses.
Oh, virtual screen. I love it.
It's virtual for, it literally says here in the first paragraph, this is going to be used as virtual first class.
Where would you use that virtual screen, Brian? Does
a product that was marketed by Virgin for their airlines.
Is virtual first class a refundable ticket, or is that like Delta Comfort and not Comfort Plus?
It is Comfort Plus. It's Comfort Beyond.
Delta Comfort.
Comfort Beyond.
Yeah, you know, I always tend to.
Oh, I have a whole new
Comfort Minus.
Then there's budget, and you can get your ticket price reduced based on what task you're willing to perform on the flight.
If you're flying like Frontier or Spirit, you're flying
Spirit.
On, like, you're flying in the seats that got ripped out of the Delta aircraft and put into this aircraft as the new like interior.
Spirit. Now on Spirit, they start off by saying, "Now who would be willing to open the emergency doors?" And then they say, "And who would be willing to serve drinks?" And then who would be willing to be the sky marshal on this flight?
No,
and we need some pilots as well.
Brian, I've flown Spirit, and I know for a fact that the first thing the flight attendant says over the thing at the top.
And you said, "I'm wicked smart." So
they say, "We got Spirit." Yes, we do. We got Spirit. How about? And then they hold up the thing, and the entire rest of the plane goes, "How about you?"
Wow.
Well, what this company did, Space Top, they are a startup that decided to
I'm sorry,
kind of.
It's such a dumb name. Maybe it'll grow on me, but Space Top.
No, I'm not a fan of it either.
This is like maybe,
so it's a computer without a screen.
Maybe tech company.
You mean like a desktop?
Movie, we're not sure.
It's a
desktop, and you don't have to buy the monitor.
Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, so we have.
Are you a space top or a space bottom?
So they have these glasses hooked right in.
Those are already behind.
Okay.
And it is, the computer is just right in here, and the keyboard and everything. But you have
looks like something that's the 90s.
Okay.
Right?
But what's nice about it is that it comes with 100-inch virtual display. Provide up to 100-inch virtual display.
Now you have my attention.
So
your space
is perfect. My attention now.
It's exactly what you want. Exactly what you need. It's where you do your best work. Where you focus. Where you find
I like
your
the size of these
flow.
compared to the Vision
Your
Pro.
space means everything to you. And now, your space has no limits.
Yeah.
So I'm making fun of them because I think the name is silly, but depending on how much this costs and how well it functions, really, to be honest, the main thing I wanted the Apple Vision Pro for was because I use Apple devices for work.
Yep.
Sorry, I just got a message. I scheduled a meeting with somebody on Monday, and they were like, "Oh, you want to know why my schedule is so open on Monday? It's a fucking holiday. I always do this. It's like my thing." I once scheduled an all-company training when I was back at the WK, and was like flying to Arizona to do it, and like I scheduled the training and stuff. And I got a message from like one of the C-level people that happened to work out of that office, and they were like, "Bro, that's a holiday." And I was like, "Ah, fuck me." He was like, "You're welcome to come down and do a barbecue with us, but we ain't gonna be there doing like the training with you that day." I was like, "That's fair. That's super fair."
Just always schedule them for holidays.
Always, because I don't have like the company holiday calendar just like blocked out on a day most of the
You
days.
should, but I'm saying you should only purposely now just schedule it for holidays and be like, well, I always try to schedule meetings for everyone, but nobody shows up. So somebody else be in charge of scheduling.
Anyway, what I was saying is I was making fun of these guys because the name is fucking like pretty lame, but whatever. And the Apple Vision Pro, really, I just wanted it because I used stuff for work with Apple, and like using it as screen space seemed super appealing, and like that kind of still does, but it's not as powerful as I'd hoped. Whereas this seems to be taking like my primary use case and distilling it down into that is this device's function.
Yep.
Well, my problem is that it's connected with a wire.
It's weird to me that it's like this is like it's a space app. It's like a laptop that's the thing. Screw that. Just give me this device with like a wireless USB-C dongle or something that like does it, because I don't want this device. I want to plug it into the thing I already have and just have it be video output and have it be this massive fucking screen.
Yeah, you just don't want the program with the glasses. Let me put it on something
else. I don't need the laptop thing. Like whatever the hell's happening with that.
Agreed. I like the idea, but it just needs to be on
so
the
it
computer
seems like
that
it's
you're
powered
currently
by
using.
Qualcomm, which is the Snapdragon, which is the same processor as Meta's using their Quest 2 from 2020.
Yeah.
So it feels a little dated.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if all it's supposed to be doing is like a desktop display. Like that doesn't need to be anything crazy. 2,000 is the price. Yeah, I mean you're a decent amount of the way to a Vision Pro at that point.
Exactly.
Though this looks nicer to wear than a Vision Pro, maybe depending on who you talk to. But you're not ripping Apple people out of the Apple ecosystem to buy this, because this isn't an Apple device. Like they're not like I'm not buying it from my fucking Mac and using it that way. This is tied to that whatever that laptop thing is.
Yeah.
Right. Huh. That is what this is. That's
exactly. It's all that it is. Yeah. Virtual display AR glasses.
Yep.
So here's Virtue 1 XR glasses. I don't think that's what I want. I think those are just glasses.
Now, if you can get the wire disconnected, are they just regular sunglasses? Because I might do that.
Seems like there are a lot. Like I don't know what are these. Share this tab instead. This looks like I clicked on a spam site. What is this? Interface. It just seems like enjoy Apple spatial video.
I forgot PlayStation did a VR device. Completely forgot.
So I think that there might be some other options out there that we're not looking at, but it's interesting that they are. I could see this being the future of computers, right? Like they say, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it needs still like, even though it's like tantalizingly close.
Yeah.
Like it's like, but every review I watch of like the Vision Pro, people are like starting to get over the high, and like even MKBHD pushed out a video that was like it's missing something. Like, and I didn't watch it; I just saw the title, so I don't know whether that was just like to get something to click. I'm sure you probably watched it.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list. I'm like, I'm curious, but I'm also
I'm curious to see whether he's like actually like, oh, this is a critique. Here you go. Like, but everybody's been like the device is well made, and like it looks pretty slick to use and pretty interesting. It's just not like over the hump of like I'm gonna rush out to buy that.
Yeah, I just pulled up this video. This guy, he's here reviewing some smart AR glasses that he has been using for over a month, and I'm curious if he has multiple displays. Oh, here we go. He's gonna try and show us. Seems kind of meh. Let's see here. Wait. Oh, he has a whole bunch of apps and things open. That's what I want to see. Oh, he has multiple. Oh, yeah. He has like 1, 2, 3, 4 screens open. 3 screens, 4 screens. Oh, that's a lot of screens. So they kind of hold in
Yeah, I mean, so I guess the way I was thinking about it when I was thinking of using like virtual screen stuff is like most important stuff kind of goes like in this cone somewhere, like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And like even though it's a virtual space and you can put anything anywhere, like I can put something back here, right? Like I can put a
Sure.
window back there. Like, but using it is nearly impossible. Like that would just have to be like an informational thing that you would just turn around and look at.
Sometimes I think like in my office, I'd love to have a screen up over here that is connected to my computer that has just my calendar on it, and I'm always looking at
and
that.
so instead of like the calendar having to be like right here in your face, taking up a tab or whatever, it can be over there.
Yeah.
And you just be like, okay, like yeah, I got 20 minutes, we're good. Like
Yeah, exactly.
because,
That type
like,
of
I'm not
stuff.
gonna like turn around and be using it. I can't use the keyboard, right? Like I'm not gonna be doing real work on a screen back there unless
Right.
the keyboard and stuff is attached to this, and I swivel around and I do like work on that side.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of limited to whatever this cone is to keep your like if you're using traditional input devices like mouse and keyboard.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
They haven't found like a really good balance yet. I don't think on this stuff. Like the Apple Vision Pros get it. Like
I'm gonna say thumbs up for the high tech sunglasses.
yeah. Ow.
thumbs up. I like that people are innovating in this space, because if it's just Meta and just Apple, then we're not going to get real progress. I don't think. I think that they're going to be too far up their own butts about it.
Realistically, I think it's going to take so much money that it is going to be the big players that went out. But
well, it always is. But what the big players are going to say, oh, I like what this little company did. Let me come buy Space Shots or whatever they're called.
Space Shot.
We'll buy them out. Give them here's your $10 million or $50 million. Now give us that stuff and we'll add it to what we're working on. That's kind of how big tech is operating right now. So cool. Well, it's that time of the week to talk about other cool and random shit. It's time to break some records. I forgot we had a whole another segment here.
Is this a transition? I don't.
It is apparently.
Oh God.
Here's the transition back to Blaine to talk about Peter Thiel is funding a new Olympic steroid. Not a problem.
Oh, this is awesome. Yes. I mean, how many people, how often do you watch the Olympics and you're like, I wish these guys would be more ripped and could like destroy everybody?
Always. I'm always thinking, man,
we've always
those
said
professional
they should do a steroids allowed version of the Olympics. And
I would love to see
exactly what Peter.
I would love to see curling. I would love to see steroids allowed on the curling circuit. Oh yeah.
What the fuck is the steroids person gonna do?
What? Well, what about curling?
Curl.
A
lot.
So yeah, the apparently Peter Thiel wants to organize and create a basically all steroids allowed version of the Olympics called the Enhanced Games. So yeah. Yeah, he's
so are all of the actual Olympians going to show up at this event too? Because
they tried this in the Coliseum. I think they were called gladiators.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair. But yeah, apparently he's planning to completely pay for it basically by himself, or I guess get some private funding, so it's not going to take up taxpayer money. So
don't steroids cause tumors?
I mean, don't they make your penis small?
It's not a tumor.
Are we sure?
Yes, they shrink your penis.
When you're being examined, your penis is being examined by a doctor, you don't want him to say that.
But it's too small.
Oh,
that seems
you've been taking a lot of steroids?
Unless it's a medically relevant.
Not a tumor.
I honestly have no idea if this is ever going to take off. It kind of sounds a lot like the kind of XFL when that was kind of kicked off. So where they're kind of like, hey, anything goes on the football field now, and now they have like a lot of rules. Turns out that's not so good for player health. So
just punching people in the gut and stuff.
I'm gonna go with a thumbs down on this one. I'm gonna wait and see.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up for controversy.
I'm going to say thumbs down.
I'm not gonna give it
All
any
right.
thumbs at all.
Is that a yes
Because
or a no,
the
Brian?
thumb wrestling, is that going to be one of the events? And they're going to have like jacked thumbs.
I'm preparing to declare a thumb war later. I
Jack
can't afford.
thumbs. Jack thumbs. I love it.
Well, something
Thunder
that doesn't
thumb.
require jacking up your thumbs is being able to play Doom, because yet again we have found that Doom can literally run on anything.
That's how it works.
And the
This
proof
time.
here is that this guy is actually running the computer game using actual gut bacteria.
What?
Yes. You heard
Doom
that
has
right.
to be the lamest game ever if it can run on all this
It's
crap.
just old Brian. That's like us saying Brian must be the lamest guy ever.
Well,
Hi,
you
we've got
you make a
bacteria.
compelling point.
So yeah, in this apparently example of running Doom on anything, the researcher, used gut bacteria and created the pixels out of the gut bacteria itself. So I think by using some sort of external stimulation,
Interesting.
Hmm.
they're able to get the gut bacteria to arrange themselves to look like the Doom game. So
That is incredible. And you didn't put this in science? This is incredible. People are so stinking smart. How do you do this? How do you teach gut bacteria to be Doom? This is crazy.
You're probably better at it than I am.
Probably.
So there you go. Yeah, I give a thumbs up for figuring that out. That's pretty incredible.
Nice
That's
job,
amazing.
gut bacteria.
Nice
I
work.
think you should get the gut bacteria to like do what it's supposed to in your gut. That would be amazing.
Well, I'd be asking way too much, Brian. Well, with that, we're going to move on to our billionaire pitches for the week. And who wants to lead us off?
I got a pitch.
Pitch it.
I would like Bluetooth contacts.
Bluetooth contacts or Bluetooth contacts?
Contacts.
Like the ones that go in your eyes?
Yeah.
What do you need Bluetooth contacts for? What are they going to?
They're
what
going
are
to
they
replace the
Bluetoothing
Apple
to?
headset. Who cares about wearing a giant thing on your head? I just want some contacts
You can wear a big, thick, heavy eyeball thing.
that no, there's regular contact size.
You can't even blink because it's like sticking
You
out.
call it blue
It's like
eyes.
you just put them in your eyes, and they're contact
Brilliant.
size, and they're Bluetooth, and then you can watch as many screens as you want. And you just activate your eyes. That got me really good.
Look with your special eyes.
You connect them to your you have to, and then they connect to Bluetooth on your computer. There you go.
That's a great sound.
Thanks.
My brain.
I'm not exactly sure I'm going to plug my HDMI cable into that, but I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, did I not mention that they're plugged in? They're not Bluetooth. They're wired. No, I said Bluetooth. Never mind. I started the whole thing with Bluetooth. They're Bluetooth. It's fine.
How do you charge them? You just look into some red light.
You look into the red light. You take them
They're
out. You put
solar
'em in
powered.
You put
You
them
stare
in,
into the sun.
you put them in
I went blind, but they work great.
in contact solution that can be.
That's why you need the screens in front of your eyes now.
You put them in contact solution, but then they also charge wirelessly. So you have them in the solution so that they're doing their regular solution thing that contacts need to do, but the case sits on top of a charger, and so it's wired.
That's
solar
impressive.
powered better.
I like that.
Solar powered. You just stare into the sun. Why not?
I like that. That's a good idea.
It's a good idea. I actually am going to give that one a thumbs up.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
It's much better than Apple Vision headset, whatever the heck it's called. All right. Who else has a pitch for us today?
Gosh.
No.
I'm
I don't know.
gonna
Do you have one?
I'm going to pitch the ultimate cold remedy.
The what now?
And this pitch is basically it's a one-stop shop for anything that could be causing an illness for you. You can basically pop a pill.
You sound like a snake
and-
oil salesman. I love it.
You pop a pill, and it'll basically seek out whatever is wrong with your body and instantly fix it. So
Ooh,
there you
an
go.
AI, an
Yeah, it's
AI
powered
snake
by AI.
oil.
Sure. Yep.
Oh, I love it.
Here's you of all, and it does
Snake
it all within
oil, but it's
all
with
within 24 hours.
SNAIKE.
I like it. Thumbs up.
you changed what I gave your pitch as.
Oh, did I? It wasn't showing up for me.
Oh, that's all right.
So I was like, oh, he didn't type it.
All right.
I would like a space rocket, whatever, to be made entirely of recycled materials.
Cardboard rocket ship, you got it.
No. I mean, they should be able to just take all trash and refurbish it to make rockets. I think that'd be a good thing. It's not really so much of as an invention as it just is, a billionaire. I challenge a billionaire to use trash to make a rocket by recycling it. I think that'd be good.
I like it. It kind of piggybacks off of my idea a little bit, so I want some of the money. Because
What
you're
idea?
launching garbage into space then, but not necessarily at the sun.
Oh.
So I understand it's a different idea.
I also think that it should be biodegradable. So it should start to disintegrate at some point in time and just fall apart.
This actually is a great idea, Brian, because then it could just disintegrate in the atmosphere, like as it's coming to end of life, instead of having to deorbit things, it just
It would
like
just be
falls
like-
apart. And yeah,
That'd be the
perfect.
sound too.
That's very loud.
That is
Well,
super
I'm sorry.
loud.
That
I don't think you'll hear
if
that
you're
in space.
well, you're probably right. But that would be the sound that would represent what it would look like when it disintegrates.
Okay.
So I want
When it happens on Earth.
totally, yeah. I want it to be biodegradable too. I want it to just dissipate as it hits the atmosphere.
Easy.
So it
That
would
sounds
never be
good.
a problem if it re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. We can let it fly around, and if it comes out of orbit, it's just going to fall apart.
Perfect.
Very
All right.
environmentally conscious.
Thumbs up. That's like some green energy right there. Next week, Brian will pitch us a perpetual energy machine. Just wait.
Perpetual energy
Coming up.
machine. Yep.
Brian's been working on it.
Yep. Almost got it
Stay
done.
tuned. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and call this council meeting adjourned unless Matt has a...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, just close it out. I got shit.
Thank you for listening as we record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you like what you saw and want to check out all past episodes of the CouncilCast, you can go to councilcast.org. You know,
Matt, did you say you have to take a shit?
Yeah. Do you have to take a shit, or do you have shit?
Is that not one of the same?